Hey everyone, welcome back to the At the Coffee Table podcast. I am Jason Clank, your host, and we have the Roundtable back again. And we've decided to bring back the Roundtable today as a year in review to talk some of 2021 and a little bit of 2022 and anything in between. Just want to do quick introductions for anybody that might be new and not know all of us. Again, I'm Jason Klink, your host and creator of At the Coffee Table podcast. With me is Jackie Hanks. She's a registered dietitian and co-founder, co-owner of Merchant Bands, Merchant
Sure.
Apparel, or is that all? Is that all Hugh?
No, it is. It is a joint effort. I
There
design a
we
lot
go.
of the leggings, so yeah.
Awesome. We also have Alexis Tierney Cool, who is the owner and I'd say sensei, but that's not. It's Renshi, right?
Yeah, it's Renchi. Yeah.
Renshi of Tierney's Martial Arts, and also co-owner of Luke Vintage Clothing. And last and not least is Liz Randall. Liz is a nurse practitioner dealing with spinal care, and my co-creator of Transitions Life Coaching Services. So, ladies, thank you for joining me here today, this end of the year, in between the holidays and with the pending new year. I just kind of want to go around the round table and talk about what 2021 has meant to each of us. Learning experiences, different things, how 2021 may have changed for you from what you thought it was going to be to how it ended. And really what kind of spurred this idea for me is I saw this meme, and I think it was yesterday, this skit that had people counting down in 2020, and there's New Year's Eve, and it's New Year's Eve 2020. They're counting down for 2021, and all of a sudden, poof, and they're all disheveled, wearing masks, and it's 2022, and one of the guys in the background just starts screaming. So I thought that was tongue-in-cheek funny and maybe not so funny. So
it might be real.
Well, unfortunately, especially if there's some of the stuff I read today. So I kind of go around the screen as I see it in front of me. So Jackie, take it away. You're first. What did 2021 mean to you?
Well, 2021, I had a lot of hope that things would be different, especially in terms of the pandemic and how work would be, and just being able to see family again and be able to have that close interaction. And unfortunately, it was sort of cut short with everything going on and how we had to kind of revert back to more social distancing, the masks, changes at work. And then, of course, we all know in August I lost my dad. So that was unexpected. And so 2021 went from being a very optimistic year to a year where I just struggled. I was trying to start this new thing in the hospital with inpatient diabetes education, trying to focus on that. And then the first week that started, my dad passed that Saturday. So started Monday, dad passed Saturday. So I just have a lot of, I wouldn't say regret, but a lot of things that I wish I did differently, a lot of relationships that I wish that I had kept closer. So I think moving forward, even with the distance, trying to reach out to family and friends, letting them know that I'm here, that I care, just checking in more. And we talked about this before too. Just not leaving anything out there with regret, because I hadn't talked to my dad the week of that leading up to him passing. I had sent texts and things, but I was just so busy and caught up in trying to get this program up and running. I wasn't even checking in to see how he was doing. So to me, that I want to carry that into 2022 in the sense that saying I'm going to be more present for the people I love and care about around me. So I'm not missing moments, even if it's literally a dumpster fire everywhere else. I want to be able to keep my people close.
And not to interrupt you, but that really registered and resonated with me here recently. And just what you said is getting to and I've talked about this many times, is getting to end of life and having regrets, or losing someone and having regrets. And it's so very important to keep those connections, to keep those that matter the most to you connected with you, in order not to miss out and feel like you've missed out. And, I spoke to that a little bit here just yesterday, I think it was, because it's so very easy to try or to get disconnected, especially in family dynamics. Family dynamics are so hard anyway.
Oh, yes.
that you can just get disconnected. And I think if anything, that teaches us what you went through really teaches us that that's so super important to keep those connections alive.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it wasn't even the fact that we had a disagreement or an argument or anything. It's just literally life got in the way. And I was so hyper tunnel focused. And even that week, Hugh had said, he was busy and we had so many things going on and we were going to touch base with Dad on Saturday. There was a plan to call him Saturday.
Right.
And
Right.
if anything, waiting is not always the right thing to do. So if you feel, just little touches, text messages, calls just to check in, they can mean a lot more than we even think.
Absolutely. 100%. Going back around the screen, the table, Alexis, ready, set, go.
Yeah. So 2021 started off really different than how it finished for me. I was teaching my martial arts classes on Zoom still. And I mean, of course I was, I was very, and we have
your business manager is showed up.
Yeah. And so, I started everything and I didn't know if I was going to be able to open in person and what that was going to look like. And so having all of he loves it. He loves to crash every time I'm on.
It's
Crash
great.
the party.
It's kind of early.
He knows. He hears me talking. That's why he came running. I'm a very goal-oriented person. I want to have a plan. I want certainty. And of course, you guys know, like, there is no certainty in this, right? And so to set goals and be really clear and have a really clear plan, it just kind of felt like, all right, I'm going to fake it till I make it. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to stay motivated. I don't know where I'm going or what we're going to do. I know where I want to go. I don't know if it's going to happen. It was just all, and I still to some degree feel that way. But I started in-person teaching with my karate, and that has been amazing. Obviously teaching in person has way more benefits than teaching on Zoom, and people are more attracted to that. And so we've just rebuilt, you know what I mean? Like, I have rebuilt what I have come to know and love within my family, and I've created it and I've made it mine and put my twist on it, and it feels really, really good. So I would say, like, 2021 for me is just, it's really a foundational year. You know what I mean? It was about building a very strong foundation and carrying that into 2022. And I think what's really weird, maybe you guys can kind of chime in, like, it's just, I want to be really clear and I want to be really focused on what the next step is and where the goals are, but still feeling that uncertainty. Do you guys feel that right now?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Still feeling that. So, it's like, as much as you want to go, like, go 90 miles an hour, go green light, it's kind of like yellow light, proceed with caution. You know what I mean? So I just kind of still have that in the back of my head. And we also have our online vintage clothing company, which is great, that we work right out of the house. So we don't need to worry about, what the rest of the outside world is doing. Like, we're just going to continue to keep doing what we're doing and pushing on social media and growing out of the comfort zones. And that's kind of what I've done with that. And both businesses, actually. And so, yes, foundations and building off of them, but still, taking the temperature of what's going on in the world and figuring out, okay, you know what I mean? Like, we might have goals, but we might need to be flexible with them. And so that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And just to build or to chime in off that or build off that is, you and I do Live to Thrive on Instagram. And we were talking just last week about your business and how you have, just recreated Tierney's martial arts. And to me, and I said this to you, to me, your dad is a martial arts icon in this area. And for you to completely recreate and revision or recreate your vision of that, for me to watch that, has just been outstanding. Because you really went from 0 to where you are now, and your class sizes are getting bigger, and your students, the amount of students you have are getting bigger. So, it's amazing I've had the fortune to watch you and your business grow from January till now, to where, you're able to add to it and improve your classrooms and all of that. So that's just pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, definitely kind of at this point in the road where we have sort of like good problems, you know what I mean? Like, okay, we're getting bigger. Like, ooh, we might need to think about having some more assistants, or,
Yep.
maybe spreading out the schedule differently to kind of help things in that regard. But it's all good. You know what I mean? It's growth and it's challenges and it's learning, and you just that's what you do. It's just a never ending business. Is just like this never ending cycle of problem solving.
Yeah. So. Yep. Business owner, problem solving.
It feels like.
Yep. Constantly. Yep. Yeah. No, I feel very blessed. So
that's awesome.
Very happy with how 2021 ended, and I'm excited for what that brings us to in 2022. It'll be exciting, I think, to look back in another year or two.
For sure. Great. Well, again, last but not least, Liz, what does 2021 look like meant for you?
Oh my gosh. 2021 for me was a lot of changes. I changed the office that I worked in as a nurse practitioner, and I came into 2020 very similar, like optimistic. I think we all rang in the new year thinking, all right, COVID's going to go away, or at least, be managed, and we're all going to go back to life. And it almost felt like we were on the brink of that. And I felt the same way, like things were turning. I got a position that I love now. And, I was doing my YouTube videos and I was hiking, and it felt like things were aligning. And then, life kind of got complicated when school started. Actually, when the kids started school, for me personally, my kids had some things going on that I had to deal with that, and kind of, the rest of my stuff kind of took a back seat, and I started to feel like I was losing my footing. And, Jason, you and I have talked about this on our lives, and I've talked with you about it too, about how I've struggled, and I started 2021 with like all these great like boundary settings, and it felt like I was taking all this backslide, and I like chaotic, and kind of like what you said, Alexis, like I was unsure, a lot of uncertainty, and I kind of almost for a minute there like let it take hold of me, and I'm like, I hate to admit it, but I feel like I should admit it because we're human. And like, I felt really overwhelmed, like towards the end of like the last couple of months, not gonna lie. And then you and I started talking more, Jason, and like, now I'm starting to get things into place. I feel like I'm getting my footing again. I've kind of pinpointed some of the things that I was doing that were making me like, I can be a very big yes woman. Yes, that's okay. Yes, it's okay. And I realized that I was losing my boundaries on a lot of things, and you really helped me with that, which is great because it feels so much better. At first you feel like you're being selfish, but then it feels so much better when you're putting those boundaries in. And like, that is the roller coaster, my main like theme for me. And I love that like you and I are building a business in the coaching business and going on this journey. And I just feel like I went like from here to here, and like it's coming back up, and I'm really excited for these last couple of months. Like, it's given me a really good outlook for 2022. Like, because if I was concerned, I was concerned that I was going into 2022 as a train wreck. And things are getting better, and I met with a financial advisor that you got me hooked up with, and I feel so much better now. And I met all three of you this year, I believe. Like, big changes for me. I came from not really thinking that I could achieve these kind of things. So doing podcasts and lives and my career goals, like hitting those and stuff, it's been huge for me to like, and I think that's also why I kind of took a backslide. I almost had like that imposter syndrome for a minute. Like, what am I doing? My kids are suffering. I can't do it all. And then it came back together and I realized that I could. And I think it's just been beautiful that I've been able to be in touch with you all. And really like make me feel, I might even get a little teary. I don't know why. Like make me feel like I can accomplish things coming from a place where people don't, you know, like I broke cycles and I did things this year I didn't think were possible. So I'm really excited about that. So that's how I feel about it.
That's fantastic.
It was a roller freaking coaster.
Fantastic.
It was a fucking roller coaster. Yeah.
For sure.
You know, and that's just it. You know, not every year is going to be perfect.
No.
I went through many years that were very imperfect. And you trip and you fall down and you fail. And the key is to trip and fall down and stand back up, to fail and fail forward and learn a lesson. It took me a long time to realize that, me personally. It's one of those things that something gets messed up or something fails and you're like throwing your hands in the air and like, oh crap, that was never going to work. And that's, you know, that's probably where the most learning happens. And to me, 2021 has been a year of self-discovery, or just discovery. And the reason I say that is, you know, I started 2021 with a lot of aspiration to expand my real estate business, to become a broker, to really build that up. And then, but I was still working a full-time job, mainly for financial security, because real estate is very cyclical. And the job I was working, the bottom fell out, and I switched positions, and I wasn't impressed. I was not having any of that. I was encouraged to keep going. Well, after a month, I'm like, nope, I don't want to do this. The boss said, nope, you just keep going. 3 months in, I said, I am not doing this anymore. And if you don't find me another position, I'm leaving. And because of the work I had done with the company, I had saved them probably tens of thousands of dollars. So in my mind, there's no way they're letting me leave. And the boss goes, well, okay. What? So I'm like, well, luckily, again, real estate had a fantastic year and I had a great cushion. So I'm like, all right, fine. Let's see how many lines I can throw in the water. And luckily I ended up with an even better company in a better position, doing some great work. And I still have that financial security. But along with that, thinking that, and I'd love to be able to show you my planners and stuff here, what I had written down at the end of 2020 and what I have written down now are very, very, very different. Because I went from learning more in real estate and trying to develop that. Well, that leads into personal development, and doing the personal development, I started doing coaching for real estate agents and watching their trials, tribulations, but successes. And I'm like, oh, I could do this for more people. I want to do this for more people. This is fantastic. And so I created this brainchild, and Liz and I happened to talk about it. And she's like, yeah, I'd absolutely love to do that too. And that's where that all spawned. So now, you know, that just completely changed everything. And, you know, I'm busier than ever, and I'm hopefully putting out great content that has value. I mean, you know, Liz and I do our live, Alexis and I do our live. All the four of us have this roundtable. And the point of me, you know, co-creating this roundtable with you three ladies was because it in an effort to build community around, you know, normal individuals that are doing their thing and following their passion, and hopefully, you know, teach somebody a thing or two. So yeah, I actually went, and because for the last few years, at the end of the year, I brain dump and write out everything. And I went back and looked at the end of 2020, and I just kind of laughed, because of a lot of what I had written down, I did accomplish, but a lot of it morphed into other things. So now I brain dump and write down for 2022, and I can't help think to myself, what is this going to look like in June? And what's the world going to look like in June when we're all trying to do this? So I'll ask the three of you, switch your lens. What is your outlook for yourself or for whatever the world for 2022 and good, bad, indifferent, the ugly, whatever. What's your take? So Jackie, go ahead.
Well, I think on the lines of personal development, because again, I mean, I am one person, and I am going to do what I can at work, and I'm going to do what I can at home to keep my family safe during this time, and to continue to help provide for my family through work. I think for me, I'm very focused on sort of more my extracurricular activity with lifting at the gym. That was something that I always like to share with my dad. I'd send him videos and different things. So I think that really has made this even more of an important thing for me. Because each day I go in with that intention and that mindset that, even before, when I might have had a little bit of doubt, my trainers never do, but like I might have that doubt, I will push through something because it's bigger than me right now. So I think looking towards where I fit to do more things for myself, for my personal growth, for my mental health, and then also projecting that out in the world, because there's so many things. There's a lot of uncertainty, like, sorry, Ramsey's right here. Like Alexis said. So I just know what I can do. And that would be taking care of myself, those around me, and keeping my goals at the forefront that I can do at work, which I will say we were able to get our diabetes education accredited as well. So that was up this year. So that was huge. So we did end up being successful with that. So with everything going on, there is positivity. And even when I was not sure what things were going to look like, even in terms of my end of the year review at work, I ended up getting, above fully successful. I was at the outstanding level, which again, with everything kind of imploding around me, I wasn't sure, but just doing the best that I can and focusing my efforts where I could excel, where I could be, where I could shine. So continuing to focus on that. Not to say that it's perfect, because there's definitely been days where I will sit in the dark and cry. But then I come out of the dark room and keep moving forward. So I think that's important to just remember your reason why. I know I'm kind of like going around in circles, but I think that's where I'm looking at. So why am I doing this? Why am I continuing to push for this inpatient diabetes program? Why am I at the gym working so hard? Why am I here? What is my purpose while everything else is so uncertain? I'm very certain of what I'm doing and where I'm supposed to go and where I'm supposed to be. So
I challenge you. I challenge you to take your fitness game and explore a show or two.
Yes! Oh my gosh.
I challenge you.
Oh man. Maybe
it's something you want, but oh my God, you look so great. I bet you'd kill it.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I think it could be fun. I'm more of like I wish I would have gotten into more of like not a CrossFit Games, but sort of like a team. Because I think that's for me, even though it's very individualized, I like being with my friends and having that team where you could really push each other to be better. Like today was a perfect example. We just it was a hard workout, and everyone around you is just, you're looking to your left, your right, your forward, and everybody's kind of dying together, but you're pushing each other to get to the next level. So for me, and maybe that was just me being on a team most of my life through gymnastics and cheerleading and soccer, like I'm still very much team oriented and not much of an individual sport person. So if anybody wants me to join their team, we'll join your team.
There you go. I still challenge you, explore a show or two and raise that fitness game.
Oh, fair. Maybe I'll do more videos or things like nutrition related.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be something.
I would watch the crap out of that content.
Do it.
I have one.
There you go.
All you need is
Alexis, what about you? What does your lens for 2022 look like?
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, 2021 taught me how to leverage social media for both of my businesses, and that is clearly not going away. And if anything, is continuing to evolve. So if anything, trying to stay on top of and ahead of trends is going to be my game plan to continue to grow for both of our businesses. It's funny because, like we just talked about, we still have this air of uncertainty, and maybe more so these past couple months right now than we did 6 months ago. And, I had the experience and the success of doing, virtual for the karate program. And I still offer that. I still have a handful of people who still like that, want that, need that, or even take advantage of it from time to time. Like their kids can't, they're quarantined or whatever, but they're feeling well, but they're told to stay home. And so, they log on. And so that's going to continue to be part of the business. I don't think that's ever going to go away. Like this Zoom thing has created more opportunities for businesses to operate. And so we're going to continue to do that. If push comes to shove and we have to go back to doing 100%, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I have a really great situation that's very flexible where I operate, if all summer long we taught our classes outdoors as well, long as the weather was good enough, and for the most part it was. So there are other ways, and it's created the need for some creative thinking in certain situations. And so I guess if anything, we've taken this always be prepared, expect the unexpected, and be ready to pivot and be flexible. I'm going to carry that into 2022. And it's the personal development too, like you guys are mentioning, is just so important because we're all feeling a certain kind of way, right? With all of this, it's just not, we can try to fake it till we make it, but sometimes it's hard. And having that good book at the end of the night and taking time every day to do the work. It's just like with a business. It's just like with your fitness. It's just like with your nutrition. You can't just dabble in it and expect it to work for you. You have to really do the work, and you have to stick to it with consistency every single day and get rid of the instant gratification mindset and let it change you. And, does that mean that you're not going to have hard days? No, but hopefully it prepares you and gives you the tools to function on a high level, even on difficult days. So yeah, that's just something I'm going to continue to carry on because we just don't know what's going to happen, and we have to always be prepared. So that's kind of where I'm headed for 2022.
That's awesome. I challenge you to double your footprint of your school.
Yeah, that is written in my goals. I would like to double.
There you go.
Or at least add 75%. I would be okay with that.
That's great. That's good.
No doubt you can do it.
Yep, 100%.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yep. Liz, what does your lens for 2022 look like?
So I think my lens is probably, very similar to Jackie's. I want to do more things that feel like they align with me and not what I think society expects of me. I've found one of the things that really broke me down recently was that I went to school for 10 years and I just kept trucking along and doing the things. I got married and had the kids and did the whole thing. And then I got a divorce and my life imploded. And I have realized the things that make me feel the greatest and make me more present and actually pleasant around other people, and also makes my interactions with other people, are the things that I do for me, not with the thought of hurting anyone else or screw whoever else, but just really the things that align with me and things that feel right, the things that settle my soul. I want to focus on that more. So like being outdoors, doing the coaching stuff, helping people, and I would like to bring that into the coaching. I would like to bring that kind of mindset and thought into how I coach, our clients, into things that are measurable, manageable. You can set times to, but also feel correct and right and aligned with you. Because I think, if COVID hasn't shown us anything, it's that society is, I honestly am a little scared, like, especially being in like healthcare. I think healthcare is imploding on itself. We have massive shortages everywhere. Don't get me wrong. I know that every stinking place is tough right now. Everyone is working to the hilt. And that's the thing. Everyone is burned out. Burned out. The whole of humanity is burned out. And we are not taking care of ourselves. Up until this point, we've always been, as developed countries, very reactive. I don't feel good. Then you go to the doctor. I broke a bone. Then you go to the doctor. I have high cholesterol. I'm overweight. I have diabetes. Then you see someone. Like, what are we doing to make our bodies and our spirits and our minds feel better? And that's something that I want to focus on myself and kind of break free of those cultural, societal things. And I really want to bring that to other people. I feel that I'm here for that. Like, I'm supposed to be showing people that you can come from wherever, you can do whatever. Your past doesn't make you who you are, doesn't mean your future can be whatever. Sure, it gives you insight and everything, but you can make bigger, better things of your life. And it doesn't have to be what society says is bigger and better. It just has to be what makes you feel good and what makes the people that you love feel good around you. Mm-hmm. And I really want to bring that into 2022. And I think that there's going to be, if we can make those shifts into people, I think that there's going to be a better turnout with the burnout. I think people will start to find hope and love and joy again. And I really want to bring that to others. That's my goal.
So I think of anybody I interact with, I challenge Liz the most. And
you do.
for good reason. But my challenge for you for 2022 is go down that path of your passion and keep going, no matter how difficult it gets or how uncomfortable it gets. I think that at the end you're going to find a lot of greatness. So that's why I challenge you with that.
And know you have support.
I know you have support. Oh yeah,
you're not
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everything
that means a lot.
Everything that you feel in that process of trying to get to where you want to be is so normal and common, and we all go through those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
I am cautiously hopeful for 2022. I think there could be, personally, I'd love to do great things and continue down the path that I've started, down the paths that I've started to go down. I think there's a lot of different cause and effect and different forces playing on our environment that are out of our control. And we can't ignore that. We have to pay attention to history. We can't ignore these external forces that are weighing in on our environments. But by no means should we let it stop us from living and doing what we want to do and doing what we're passionate about. I hope to continue to help as many people as I can in real estate and with their selling of a house or buying of a house, because that's still a lot of fun for me. I hope to continue to do this podcast and grow this podcast and have new and exciting guests because it's fun for me. And that's my common thing, is to do stuff I enjoy. I almost forgot about this. I started out 2021, not even remotely thinking about becoming a grandfather. And I ended 2021 with a granddaughter. So wow. I'm going to spoil this child until her mother's nuts. Because that's a lot of fun for me. So in, trying to reconnect my family, my immediate family. So everybody, because one of the things that my wife and I had talked about is having more experiences, and we talked about it at Christmas time, is how many, we got to get the right amount of gifts, equal amount of gifts for each child, and everybody's getting all, but it was like, why not just, let's have more experiences. Let's go do stuff. go see different things. Granted, the environment's not easy and it's tough to like travel to Morocco, but you can stay within the States and see all kinds of different things. Because I think we miss out when we don't have those experiences, because that's where the most meaningful connections happen. So
I agree.
That's what I want to see out of 2022 is more connections and more value and more experiences and more success, and more learning opportunities. Because man, the more I go to do more of this stuff, the more things that I learn and I'm able to pass on to other people. And there's no greater feeling for me personally is if I'm working with someone and I give them a bit of advice or a bit of a direction and a light bulb goes on, and now things are progressing and they're doing better and doing more. That's just, man, that jazzes me up. So
that's awesome.
So that's my take going into next year. So yeah, I wanted to take this time tonight for all of us to get around, because we haven't been at the round table in a little bit. Funny thing is like we've the group of us as a foursome have never been out in public together and face to face, which is just boggles my mind. We got to fix that, but
I know it's insane.
But the connection that we have doing this, to me, is just outstanding. So with that, I want to wish each one of you, happy and prosperous and healthy and safe New Year. And I'll leave final comments to each one of you. Jackie, go ahead.
Final comments. Oh, I don't like starting.
I'm sorry, you're on my right-hand side. I can go back around the other way and make Liz go first.
She's ready. I think she's ready.
Let's go.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Actually, because I was just thinking about it, like how when we were all talking about our 2022, it was almost kind of crazy because we were like all saying things like, I want our inner selves to, focus on our things that we're doing, but everything that we're doing also kind of builds a community when we're focusing on ourselves. So I think my final thoughts are I just really want to say, find your community, because every time we connect and every time I do more of this stuff, I find more and more people of my community, and I feel better and better every single time. And just like you said, I have support, and all of that really gets you through these hard times. They're going to still be around for a little while, I think. So find your supportive, loving community and really, support each other. That's my final thought.
So good. Alexis.
Yeah, I could definitely ride with that too. I mean, Jason, you and I have become accountability partners, and having that somebody, that source of support, somebody to kind of work alongside with and bounce ideas off of and discuss whatever problems and challenges might come and celebrate successes alongside. The one thing that was really difficult, obviously, for all of us in this whole COVID situation is the fact that it's disconnected us from people. And as much as some of us might kind of enjoy talking back at home, like it's just where I feel so much better when I'm working with, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I've been home all week, not connecting with people because I've been off all week. And just this right here has like lit up my life for the night. And, having those connections and sticking with people, and like that is so, so, so important, and finding the right group of people. And I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Grateful
That's
for you
awesome.
too.
That's fantastic. Jackie, you have to go now.
I know. I guess I would piggyback off of all of that, because certainly through at least 2021, 2020 and moving forward, support has been huge. Having people in your corner, knowing who your people are, finding your people, help you find yourself as well, giving you different strengths and courage and confidence that I know personally I never had. Maybe I had it like tucked way back, but that's been huge to have people who are literally cheering you on, people that you've never actually met in person, face to face, that are there. And I mean, there was something that Liz shared this week that just really hit me, and I had to reshare it, and I had to tell her, thank you. There's just so many things that I wouldn't see that if I wasn't connected to her. We wouldn't have these conversations, and in times when you least expect needing to see something like that, It's huge. So whether you're right next to someone, you're connected to them through the internet, there's always so many ways where you can really help yourself, help other people, support each other, and you don't have to be right there. You're still connected. And I think this has been so important for me through the gym, at work, finding people that really do. They're cheering you on, and it makes you want to do more. Not that you or have the confidence to reach a little bit further, set the bar a little higher. Because knowing even if you did fail, there are people that are right there to be like, well, now you're going to get up and you're going to do that again, or you're going to do it, better, because we're right here and we're going to help you right along. Whether it's words, it's all of it. So this has been the year of needing to be lifted up, and also being able to be there for other people when they needed it. And that's my final thought. So yeah, I support. But it's huge. It's a whole web of support, encouragement that was not there before. Whether maybe, I guess, COVID led us to all of this, but it has definitely. Maybe forced people to find their people, talk to people that were outside of their previous circle, or maybe you would never meet otherwise.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So have to look at it from a positive standpoint there too. So
awesome.
100%.
Well, I thank you all for joining me here today. I raise my glass to each one of you. And I wish all the best for all of you and everybody that's watching. And there'll be more roundtables come 2022, because I find this to be very invaluable, and hopefully we're helping out at least a little bit. And we'd love to hear comments. Share it with anybody that you think might get any value out of it. And we plan on doing some more of these come next year. So with that, Happy New Year, everyone. And take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Year.
Have a great night.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Good night.